their next 6 games with Tennessee sandwiched in between the Giants and the Cowboys with that home game at MetLife Stadium. They're in a world of trouble. There's no question about it because they have a one-dimensional offense. They can't do but so much. There's no reason for a quarterback change because what you're going to change from bad to worse. I mean, Ryan Fitzpatrick hasn't been bad. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't knock your socks off. We all know that. Threw 2 interceptions yesterday. Obviously, 2 ill-advised ones weren't great throws. We understand, even though he showed a lot of guts in running the football, and particularly on 1 touchdown. I look at them right now, Chris Ivory, lack of production, only 8 carries, 36 yards rushing. That's a problem. They seemed mentally and physically unfocused, not ready. Against the Texans, you would have thought that they were the ones that had, the rest instead of Jets. You just expected more. Darrelle Revis got ate up by DeAndre Hopkins, including that 61-yard touchdown catch. The aura of invincibility has dissipated dramatically with him. Antonio Cromartie got beat on the 35-yard pass. Demario Davis let the running back get behind him and score a touchdown. I think it was Cecil Shorts, if I remember correctly. You just look at these guys right now and you say, what the hell is going on? This is not the team that I expected to see. This is an average football team, to say the least. You expected the offense to be average. You expected the defense to be elite. And as a result, for that to propel them, keep in mind that Darrelle Revis just signed a 5-year, $70 million deal with about $40 million in guaranteed dollars. Well, they're not expecting this. Right now, you're seeing folks that once upon a time, they wouldn't even throw in Darrelle Revis' direction. Now you're seeing people attacking him more and more. Antonio Cromartie, you're seeing people attacking him a little bit more. Again, it's just one play here or there, but a 61-yard touchdown catch is a big deal. A 35-yard pass is a big deal. If you're Todd Bowles, you're electing to go for it on a 4th and 5 instead of punting the football when you've got 2 timeouts remaining and a 2-minute warning at your disposal, and you still go for it on a 4th and 5 in your own territory, makes no sense. So right now, it's hard to recognize these New York Jets. They don't seem to be nearly as formidable as I thought they would be. They seem to be regressing as opposed to progressing. And that obviously spells bad for you because Buffalo looks to be on the come up. And obviously the Steelers, even without Big Ben Roethlisberger, managed to win 2 games when he was on the sidelines. It's not looking good for the Jets right now.
I'm afraid they're done. I do like a lot of the players on this team. I just don't love this team. I especially don't love its quarterback. And I just went through hell with my Dallas Cowboys with 2 backup quarterbacks who just couldn't get it done. As much as I loved the rest of the team, just stay off the weed and outhouse to castle, back to outhouse. They're just not good enough.
Right.
And Ryan Fitzpatrick is just not good enough. Again, sub 50% passing yesterday for 216 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions, and he got outplayed by T.J. Yates. I had this game on during the Cowboy game, and I kept glancing at it, and every time I glanced, T.J. Yates made a big-time throw. Seriously, I'd say, who is the quarterback? That's T.J. Yates.
Still a third stringer.
I get it, but listen, DeAndre Hopkins is the stud. He's a stud that nobody talks about. He just plays down there in Houston in the shadows, right? And I just checked.
TDs this season.
Yeah, so he's 3rd in overall yards, 3rd in overall receptions, and 2nd in touchdowns. That's pretty great. And Revis was having a long day, and then he got banged in the head. I don't know if his feelings were hurt, but he was hurt finally in the end. And T.J. Yates made a beautiful throw on the 61-yarder that sort of broke the game open at that point. And now I'm back to I'm going to use a quick baseball line from the great Branch Rickey. You remember Branch Rickey going way back? One of the great GMs in the history of the game always said, it's not whom you play, but when you play them. Well, the Jets happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time because the Texans have suddenly figured it out with T.J. Yates because they're way better than they have played, and they finally went to Cincinnati and actually won a game they shouldn't have won. And they said, wait a second, we can do this. And wrong place, wrong time. Sorry about that, Jets. And I don't think, given the schedule you just read, I don't think they can recover from this with Ryan Fitzpatrick as a quarterback.
It doesn't look that way. It doesn't look that way. We shall see. I'm not going to give up on them just yet, but they're on the respirator. They're on the respirator.
And the rumors are already circling for new quarterbacks next year.
Well, of course, there shouldn't have been a rumor. They should have been looking for a new quarterback next year at the beginning of this season. We know Brian Fitzpatrick ain't the future.
Boxing over the weekend in Vegas, Canelo Alvarez defeated Miguel Cotto by unanimous decision. Stephen A., you picked Canelo to get the victory. What was your takeaway?
Well, the first thing I want to do is give respect to Cotto because he clearly was the smaller fighter. He was smaller, he was weaker. Canelo came in the ring bigger, stronger. The power punches were more conspicuous. There's no denying that. I just thought that Cotto did a masterful job of boxing and surviving because as the fight waned, you just saw the punches from Alvarez appearing to be more effective, although Cotto never appeared in trouble. In the end, what it came down to is that I think the better fighter won in this particular division. Canelo Alvarez is the real deal. I still believe he needs to stay away from Triple G, but that clearly appears to be the mega fight. I think that could be the mega fight.
I think he's plenty big enough to hang with.
Well, he's big enough now. He's big enough now. But I just believe that Triple G. I think Triple G would knock anybody out.
Do you?
His subway
I think
or
we'll
lower.
see it in early May in Vegas, and maybe we'll be there. You never know.
That's right. That's right. I mean, I think that's the mega fight. And I think it's a worthy mega fight. I ain't trying to I thought that Triple G would destroy anybody.
Yep.
Canelo impresses me because he's got punching power. He can box. He's not just, a good-looking guy or whatever. This brother's the real deal. I give a lot of respect to Cotto. He just needs to stay at that welterweight division.
Yep.
I think he was too small for him.
You were right about this. I was definitely wrong because I did not know that Canelo has grown up as a boxer the way he had against a real boxer in Cotto. We saw Floyd take Canelo to school 2 years ago. And, boy, Saturday night, I was just mystified by how he could box. He outboxed Cotto. And he didn't do it with that big lethal right hand of his. He did it with his left, with hooks and jabs. He punished Cotto. I thought Cotto did not get enough respect from the judges for how he did hang in this fight.
Why?
Dan Rayfield made that point after the fight.
I agree with that. I agree with Dan and you.
But you're right. He was just not quite big enough. And Canelo has grown up in spirit and in skill. And he just said, bring on Triple G. He said they're good friends. He wanted to box him on Saturday. Let's just do it right here. Let's just go ahead.
That would have been a mistake.
Well, it would have been interesting,
though. That would have been a mistake.
But I like the spirit of it. He said, this is my time. My era has arrived. I love the kid. I thought it was like a work of art, what he did to Cotto.
And what I love about the kid is that Triple G is at 160.
Yep.
So he would have to move down to 155 unless Canelo was willing to move up. Still in all, Canelo willing to take that fight.
I know, but by fight time, Canelo was weighing like 172. I don't think the size.
Triple G goes up too. But I'm just saying it matters that Canelo is willing to take on anybody. That's a big deal.
We have a boxer here tomorrow, /UFC fighter. Holly Holm will be here. Jadakiss will talk to him about his new album. Do you guys know, confession, I had to buy the fight twice. I'm such an old lady. I can't stay awake. Tonight I will, though, because we got a good one. Monday Night Football. Go Pats. Bye. Appreciate you listening to us. Catch First Take weekdays at 10 a.m. Eastern and catch the re-air, as always, at 1 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2.